people. Anyway, let's
All
begin
right.
by coming down onto our rollers. I haven't been in my roller in a bit, so I'm going to be happy about this.
Here.
Ah. Let's take a few moments to really settle in here. Make any little movements you need to make to get the spine aligned, get the pelvis level, the shoulders level, and the chin slightly tucked. And we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths. So let us take our first cleansing breath. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And sigh it out. Second one, deep inhale. And let it go. Last one, deep inhale. Sigh it out. And just begin to roll side to side, massaging the vertebrae, massaging the muscles that attach to the back of the rib cage, flowing through this rolling experience. Slightly rotate your shoulders so that they're heading up towards the top of the mat and that your shoulder blades are coming in towards your spine more. Keep your chin tucked and roll some more, getting a little deeper roll into the shoulder blades. Keep the hands relaxed. And come back to center. Keep your elbows on the mat, down on the mat, close to your waist, and bring your forearms up towards the ceiling and make fists with your hands. And we're going to do 10 contractions in this position. So you're going to contract all your muscles in your upper torso, squeezing the shoulder blades in toward the spine and contracting the muscles in the arms. So let's go. 1, squeeze, release. 2, squeeze, release. 3, squeeze, release. 4, squeeze, release. 5, squeeze, release. 6, squeeze, breathe now, release. 7, squeeze, release. Keep the shoulders heading towards the mat. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, we do 2 more. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Drop your arms down to the sides. Roll a little bit more. And now we're going to lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Place the heel of your hand, press it together, keep the arms straight up. Elbows are slightly going down towards your knees, but outward also. Clasp your fingertips together. Tuck in your shoulder blades. Squeeze here and lift the arms up and overhead as far as they'll go, keeping those elbows rolling out and the heels of the hands pressed together. And then come down towards your knees. We'll do that 9 more times. So we're really contracting the whole arm muscle into the shoulder here. And you'll feel this in your back body all the way down from the rhomboids and the lats and the traps. It's a good back tightening exercising. And I've been looking at a lot of older bodies lately, and all the back muscles are slack. You know, everyone's rounded forward. So this helps you get those muscles to activate more, help you stand up straighter. Plus it's good for your shoulders. Squeeze those heels of the hands together, elbows pushing out. I don't know how many we've done, we'll do 3 more. Breathe. And we're gonna float the arms down by your sides, palms down, and we'll roll a little bit from side to side again. And now my favorite portion of the class, we're gonna do, what are those things called? We have bicycles. So place your hands down on the mat, bring your knees into your chest. And then we're going to do 8 bicycles, pointing your toes, 8 pointing your heels, and then we're gonna do that again. So let's start with toes pointed out. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Heels out. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. One more set. 1 point, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop your feet down, relax your spine, and make some some side to side movements. And get that little core work in there. All right, last thing on the roller long way, you're gonna place your fingertips on your shoulders, and we're gonna take the right elbow to the opposite knee, and then the left elbow to the opposite knee. We're gonna do that 8 times. So here we go. Right to left, left to right. 1, right to left, left to right. 2, right to left, left to right. 3, right to left, left to right. 4, right to left, left to right. 5, right to left, left to right. 6, right to left, left to right. 7, right to left, left to right. 8. And relax. Hands down, tuck in that tailbone, and last roll from side to side. And then when you're ready, roll right off your roller and come down onto your mat. Lengthen out your legs and do a check-in with your spine and your back body. Noticing how wonderful it feels to make such a great connection with the surface. Take some breaths here. And we're going to roll the back now in the other way. So you're going to take your roller and put it the sideways, so it's across the mat. And we're going to come down on it at the shoulder blade level. So drop your shoulders or shoulder blades onto the mat, tuck them in, take your hands behind your head, open up your elbows, and just lengthen the spine here. Stretch it out as if someone's pulling on underneath your armpits, pulling you up, but not back, just up and away from the right. And then tuck your tailbone a little bit more. You can feel the low back, it's stretched too. And release, and we're gonna lift up our feet and just roll up towards the cervical spine. And then just gently roll down, keeping the elbows open. Roll down to the base of the rib cage. Noticing if there's any little quirky spots, maybe rolling on him a little bit longer. I know you're all rollers, so you probably know your backbone like the back of your hand by now. Do you think the world would be a better place if everybody rolled every day?
Yep.
Just gets that central nervous system, it clear, it's like somebody going down the highway with a snow plow and cleaning up all the snow. Okay, I'm just gonna roll down a little bit more and then start rolling up. And once I get to my shoulder blades, I'm just gonna take my rib cage from side to side, keeping my elbows open, just twist from one side to the other, right across where the thoracic spine, I'm right in the brow line, kind of, that gets a lot of work there, a lot of wear and tear. And then I'm gonna come off the roller here again for a sec. Down onto the mat and get a check-in, see how that feels. It's a little bit different, still feels good. And last roll of the class today will be the supported bridge position. So take your roller under your hips and then lift up onto it. Where it's comfortable on your tailbone. Let's stretch out our legs for a moment to get the flexors all extended. Put your hands on your hip points to make sure your feet are level. I mean, yeah, your hips are level. And then we're going to lift up our knees, bring them in to our chest. And try to keep the knees together, but let them slide up and down, and just take your knees from side to side. I keep my hands on the sides of the roller and keep my shoulders on the mat. Just really opening up the side body. Back to center. Bring your feet straight up into the air. Point your toes, flex your toes. So just point and flex here. I like doing it on the roller because it keeps the hips level. You can make those little micro movements that adjust the hips. Spread your toes when you flex, point your toes when you point. Flex, spread, point. Flex, spread, point. And now we're going to make circles together in harmony. So both feet are going clockwise. And then go counterclockwise. And then go in different directions, right clockwise, left counterclockwise. And then reverse it. And then open your legs wide, getting into the inner thighs. And just do some, lift up your, well, let's say, squeeze your butt muscles together. Just squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Two more, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Bring your feet back together, drop your feet down onto the mat, remove your roller, and come down onto the mat. All right, so bring your arms out to the sides. And we're gonna do something we did yesterday in the other class that I really liked. We're gonna do some windshield wipers. So we're just gonna start taking the knees from side to side. Keeping your body heavy on the mat, just rolling across. So your shoulders are heavy, your upper back body is heavy. You're just kind of moving from the mid-range for your hips down to your knees is all like doing the work. Get into a rhythm that's comfortable in terms of your sway. So the next time your knees are going to the right, you're gonna take your left leg and lift it up. And then bring it back down. And then the right leg when you're going to the left. So this way, you see you're having to do more work in your core. Pick as high as it works for you. If it's just want to just straighten it out, that's fine. You want to add to try to get the leg a little bit higher up above the waist as you kick. You can try, whatever the leg wants to do with control. So we'll do one more to each side. And then we're going to just keep the knees bent here for a minute. Bring your hands to one to your heart, one to your belly. Take your feet a little bit wider and bring your knees in towards each other. And stay here for a bit in constructive rest pose. And breathe. Slowly release the arms, bring them up and overhead and out to the side. Release your legs, bring your legs down and out to the side, tuck in your shoulder blades. So you're in 5-star. Stretch out all extremities, stretch, 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 pulling your belly into the mat as you do that. And release, let's do that 2 more times. We're gonna stretch everything out, tuck the shoulders, squeeze the glutes. Release. Last one, stretch, squeeze, release. Now leaving your right side right where it is, but you're gonna shimmy your torso over to the right. Bring your left foot over to meet the right leg, keeping your hips on the mat. Bring your left arm up as far as it will go and stay on the mat and grab your right and left hands to each other. So you're in banana pose with your curve going to the left and your feet and hands going to the right. And we're just gonna stay here and open up the side body. Let the chi flow. And soften everything, soften your shoulders. Soften your tummy, soften your thighs. Two more breaths. Slowly come back into 5-star. So bring your head back to center. Bring your left arm and left leg out to the side. And we're going to do those contractions again. So point everything up, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. And then we're going to leave the left and right arms where they are, but shimmy the body over to the left. Slide the right leg over to the left and bring the right arm up as far as it will go on the mat, connecting with the left hand. Keep your hips level and we'll stay here for a bit. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly unravel from this pose and come back to center and just come into a neutral position and check in with your body and see how it's feeling. And also check in with your other koshas, your mind, your emotions, your spirit, to see what's up. And then step your feet in closer to your buttocks. Hug your knees into your chest. Gently rock from side to side. And you can either rock up to seated or roll over onto your side and make your way up to seated. Okay. Right. So we're awake now. Our spines are awake anyway. So we're going to start with, let's first just hug our knees in together now that we're seated. So again, you want to keep your spine long and your shoulders open. Bring your knees in as much as they want to go. They may not want to go in too far, but just bring them out, go sides. So, my knees don't really want to come in too far yet, but I'm going to give them a little help. And then bring your arms around them and just kind of squeeze and straighten up. Maybe a little cat-cow action. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to come into a king twist, which means you're going to lengthen out your left leg, cross your right leg over your left leg, take your left arm, either your elbow or just your hand on the outside of your right knee, and then bring your other hand behind you. And keep your alignment, so you're not twisting your, you're trying to keep your shoulders level and straight, and the twist is coming from your waist. So we're going to slowly twist around to the right. Flex the extended leg, keep drawing the knee in, and we're going to hold here for 5 long breaths. Slowly release, back to center. Do a little bit of a quick counter pose here. So just take your other hand behind you. But my spine is really rusty here. Twist around. And then come back to center. Lengthen out that leg. Draw the other knee in. Cross it over. Place your right hand on the outside. If you're very flexible, you can do your whole arm, but why bother? Sit up tall, bring your other arm behind you, keep your shoulders level, and twist from the waist in this direction. Flex the straight foot, grab that knee and hug it in. Slowly come back to center, counter twist. And come back to center. Lengthen out your legs, shake them out. And we're going to take them a little wider. Get onto your sits bones, flex and point your feet. A little cat-cow action. And again, we're going to take our arms up. Reach for the sky. It was Woody Strode was the Western actor who Carol sent me a cute thing too. But Woody Strode was the actor who used to say that. He was in a lot of Westerns back in the 50s and 40s. And then we're going to slowly come forward with a flat back, keep reaching. So keep extending your chest. Robin, Robin, come forward. Extend your chest. Yeah. Like you're reaching to, one of your kids is falling off a mountain. You got to reach and grab him.
No. They go any further than this, they're in trouble.
Okay. All right, now bring your hands forward and down onto the mat. That actually happened. My daughter and I was sitting on this little waterfall thing and she started going forward towards the fall and I had to reach. Oh my God, it was one of the scariest days of my life. That's why that came into my mind. I apologize. So we're going to slowly walk our hands over to either side of one of our legs, doesn't matter which one. And again, you're going to try to straighten out your spine by bringing it forward, keeping the hip of the leg you're moving away from on the mat. That hip wants to lift. You want to keep it down and you want to just yearn towards the toes of this other leg. Place the outside hand on the leg or on the toe, wherever it reaches. And then we're going to twist around. And you can just stay like this in a twist. Or you can bring your arm up to the ceiling. Reach. And you can try to come over if it works for you. Beautiful. Slowly come up like Rudolph Nureyev or Margot Fonteyn. And come back to center. And just pause here and just notice how you can feel that chi flowing. So we're going to bring our arms up again. This time we're going to reach for the winning lottery ticket. See if you can get further. And then bring your hands down onto the mat. Walk your hands around to the other leg on either side, staring down your toes. And then place your outside hand on your leg. Slowly open up the side body. And bring your arm up if it works. Keeping the twist. See if you can come over towards the leg. And slowly come back up and relax. So we're going to work our way slowly up to standing, but first we're going to do that by coming into table pose. So slowly come over onto your hands and knees. If you want to prop them or if you want to, be very gentle with yourself. It's not like with 10 years ago yoga. We're going to do some cat cows. So we're going to lift the back, lower the head, and lift the head and lower the belly. We're going to do that 5 or 6 more times at your own pace. Nice, smooth, easy movements. You can see this is kind of a spine class. Back to neutral. And we're going to do sunbird. So keeping your left hand on the mat, slide your right hand forward, and then slide your left leg back. Make sure your hips are level, and then lift up the right arm and the left leg, put your left heel back, lengthen out the body in a diagonal. 2 more breaths. And release. Let's do a few more cat cows before we do the other side. And then we're going to lengthen out the left arm And the right leg level off the hips. And we're gonna lift the left arm and push out the left heel, right heel. And release. We're gonna come up to standing, and you can come up with a downward dog if you would like, which means you push your toes down into the mat, bring your hands slightly forward, lift up your hips. You can just come up to standing any other way you want to, but paddle out your legs if you're in down dog. Push the butt back. And then walk your feet into your hands and your hands into your feet and come up to standing. And come into your mountain pose. How's everybody feeling?
Good.
But
Like you moved? Oh, now I can never get this thing right. So while I'm figuring out the right angle, you can start doing that willow tree pose where you just flow a little bit from side to side. Pretty good, I guess. Just gonna, woo. Again, feel that spine, really working the spine today, having it rotate in many directions. Did the hips last week. Lift up your heels, press into your toes, get some stretch in the foot. And then come back to mountain when you're ready. All right, so come into your mountain. I had a nice twist here, but it's all falling out here. Come into your mountain pose. Press the outer edges of your feet into the mat and then isometrically draw your legs apart, and you'll feel the outsides of your legs really start to tighten up, and there's a real stability when you do that. Tuck in your tailbone, lower your shoulders. Take a few breaths here. We're going to come into chair pose. So sweep your arms forward and sit back in your imaginary chair. Again, keeping the weight on the outside edge of your feet and straight spine. And breathe, lower your shoulders. And we're going to do a twist here. So I want you to bring your left hand down onto your right knee and bring your right arm over to your waist and twist to the right. Keep your hips level. Back to center, switch sides, right hand on left knee, left hand on left hip, twist. Back to center. Slowly fold up. Open up. We're going to do our banana pose here. So we're going to bring our feet down onto the mat. And we're going to take the right arm and bring it up and overhead. Drop the left arm over to the side and open up the side body. Look over to the side and make sure your elbow, shoulder, ear, and heel are in alignment. Hip, breathe. Slowly come up. Pause here for a minute, feel that chi. Do the other side, sweep the arm up. Check your alignment. And slowly come up. Back into your mountain. Let's take our feet wider. Open up your toes. Put your hands on your hips, feel your hips level, drop your shoulders. And we're just gonna do some mini squats, nothing to, don't overdo yourself here. But try to keep alignment. Make sure your hips stay level. You go down the equal amount on each leg and that your feet, both feet are making the same kind of connection. We're getting better at this. This used to be really hard for me. My hips really have opened a little. Okay. Not
Can you
easy.
say you keep your knees apart? They're further than your feet, right?
Oh, no, don't take your knees, oh, they're good point, Robin. Don't take your knees.
Just to your feet.
Just
Okay,
to get out of your toe, your big toe. And
okay,
if you wanna go down further, you're gonna have to bring your feet out further, because you never wanna have your knee going over your toe.
okay.
All right, so come up for a minute, put your feet forward. And just kind of make some circles with your hips. Both directions. We're gonna do a series of, we're gonna add the goddess arms to that. So bring your feet out again. Make sure they're at a comfortable angle. Come down to your toes and bring your arms up into goddess victory arms. So we're gonna do 10 of these. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, press into those feet, outside edges, 4, 5, tummy tight, spine long, 6, 7, breathe, 8, 9, 10, hold the 10th one, come into the pose, get into your yin experience, your yin experience. And release. Release your arms, release your legs, come back to center, and we're gonna do 3 breath of joy. Remember how that goes? Forward, side, up, down. And make your way down onto your mat. You like that, Robin? She can do that all day. Make your way down onto your tummy on your mat. Cross your forearms in front of you. And just feel the front body melt down. And slowly bring your elbows back so that you're in your Sphinx pose, very gentle. Just come into a nice gentle Sphinx pose. Forearms are forward, fingers are spread. Come into a place of balance here. Not thinking of the future, you're not thinking of the past, you're just in this present moment, in this beautiful pose. Breathing, feeling your heart, feeling all your chakras, feeling great energy, knowing that you are just perfect. Let's all slide our left leg out to the side into baby tadpole. Feeling that great pull in the inside of the thigh. Try to keep, don't collapse once you got your legs out. Keep yourself into your Sphinx. Your shoulder blades nice and tucked. Slowly release that leg down. Let's come down onto our forearms for a minute. And let's do windshield wipers with our lower legs here. So lift up your lower legs and gently windshield wipe from side to side. And come back to center, drop your feet down. Slide your elbows back. Come back into your beautiful Sphinx pose. And when you're ready, you can slide your other leg out to the side, keeping your form. And slowly release that leg. Come down onto your mat. Place your forehead on the mat. Bring your arms down by your sides with your palms up. And we're going to lift our arms up only. So just gently lift and lower the arms, straight arms with the shoulders really tucked in, shoulder blades tucked in. Lift them straight up and down. You can feel this in your tricep. Do one more. Now we're going to lift up our right leg up and down straight 5 times. Keep your hip down on the mat, just lifting the leg. Feeling it go back as well as up. So you get long leg. Drop it down. Let's do the other leg. Breathe. So now we're going to put all that together. We're going to lift up our arms and legs together and hold for 3 breaths. So lift up the head, the arms, and the legs. 1, 2, 3. Drop down onto one cheek. And when you're ready, we're going to come over onto our backs for the final part of the class. So just very slowly and gently make your way onto your back. Take a moment once you're on your back to just notice all the wonderful prana chi flowing through your body. Take a moment of gratitude that we have these wonderful bodies. And then step your feet in closer to you. Let's hug our knees in together. Bring right in and make circles in each direction, massaging our low back. And then drop your left leg down with a knee bent and cross your right ankle over your left leg. And then draw your left leg in and come into a figure 4. So this is such a great pose for the hips and the low back. I'm gonna stay here for a bit. So settle in, find your edge. That delicious place between pain and nothing. Slowly release your hands, but keep your legs where they are. Then drop your left foot down onto the mat and take your knees over to the left into a twisted root. You can prop them if you want. Keep your shoulders on the mat. And if you want, also here, you can take your right hand and grab your left foot and come into tiger pulling its tail. Just a little bit, any kind of twist that works for you. Really activating the entire body in this pose. Two more breaths here. And then slowly unravel and coming down into the neutral position, central location, feeling the body. And how that right side feels compared to the left. And then we'll bend our knees again, step your feet in, and cross your left ankle over your right knee. Draw your right knee in, grab wherever it feels comfortable, or stay here for a bit. And we're gonna slowly put our right foot down on the mat and take our knees over to the right. Into this twisted root. Keep your your shoulders on the mat. And if you want to grab your left foot with your left hand, you can come into tiger pulling its tail or cat pulling its tail. Let's slowly unravel from that pose, come back to center. Bring your knees into your chest and then take them out towards your armpits. Lift up your lower legs, grab on wherever it feels good into happy baby. And you can be still in happy baby, or you can roll from side to side and make circles, whatever feels right for you at this time. Slowly release the happy baby and bring yourself down onto your mat. And lengthen out your legs. Make yourself comfortable in a position that you can sustain in this final pose of the class, Shavasana. So let's begin by really letting the back body soften down. Feel into your spine. Feel the energy, the pathways being open from the tip to the top. And then at the top, soften all the muscles on the crown of your head. Relax your forehead and your temples. Focusing on your third eye. Bring your awareness to that space between the eyes. Let it relax. Soften the eyes, the cheeks, the lips, the jaw, whole face, soft and relaxed. Relax your neck and shoulders, arms, wrists. Stretch out the fingers a little bit, relax the fingers. Feel your heart gently nestled in your chest. Relax your rib cage and belly. Feel your pelvis sinking deeply into the earth, almost like lower than the floor. It's so heavy. Relax your legs, especially your knees, your calves, your ankles. Go in your toes and your heels. And just lay here and float on the benefits of the practice. And come back now, so take a deeper breath. Start wiggling your fingers and toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles. Take your arms up and overhead, stretch out. And then slowly draw everything together as you roll over onto your side. And make your way up to seated. Your hands to your heart. Thank you for joining me today. May your day be filled with light, love, and light.